What is up? It's been 3 months since I have made a video. I'm not even sure if I remember how to do this. Hopefully I hit the record button, but I'm Ryan. This is Ash and Oak. This is the place where we talk about all things cigars and bourbon, and that's exactly what I have behind me. 2 giant cigar cabinets and then a little bit of bourbon. But today we're not going to talk about the bourbon. Today we're going to talk about these 2 things, specifically this one over here. This one, as you all may know, is my Racine MON 3800A. I made a video on it, very divisive video, because in the video I said you could get a Racine unit for about $1,000. This unit is like $4 grand. You can't get this unit for $1,000. You can get a Racine unit for $1,000. People got very upset that I said that. This unit is one that technically I made. I basically looked at the Racine and was like, man, this is cool, this is great, but it's like $4 grand and not everyone can spend the $4 grand on this. How do we find a luxury cigar cabinet for a budget price? And there was this company that I've been working with for close to a year now that were making wine coolers, and they were talking about retrofitting them and all these different options. And then we just realized it would be cheaper and better to just scrap everything, go back to the drawing board, and make a unit that is specifically for cigars. The box still says wine cooler because they're not going to buy new boxes for it, but this unit is not a wine cooler that's been retrofitted. It is specifically made for cigars. A team of engineers went to the drawing board, made all these adjustments to it. I think the outside case may still be the same, but everything inside, all the mechanics, all the cooling, it's all designed for cigars. So let's discuss Racine MON 3800. There's some comparisons to, this is, it does not have a brand name, it's a prototype. The company is Lezun, L-E-Z-U-N. I'll put a little logo up here so you can see it. Similarities, they both have a digital display. You can see digital display here, digital display here. Both have a digital display that shows humidity, shows temperature, has the light control. The only thing that Racine has is they have this thing called a Habano Sommelier, which is, there's a little cabinet inside the humidor that you can put your cigar in. You push the little button. The cigar is apparently over 30 minutes, becomes perfect to smoke. I don't see anything in the mechanics that would make that specific cabinet any different than the rest of the unit. I don't know why they claim that works. I don't know. This also has what they call bear mode, which is if your cigars don't have cellophane, you hit bear mode. And again, I've tried both. I don't see an adjustment at all. I couldn't tell you. This thing is very simple. Humidity up, humidity down, temperature up, temperature down, light control on, off. That's pretty much it. Oh, you could also do Celsius or Fahrenheit, but that's pretty much it. It will tell you if the unit is cooling or if the unit is heating. But it's very simple. We kind of stripped back all the little things. And as you can also kind of tell, we toned down the LEDs. I love the Racine light. It looks really cool, but it's a little harsh. If the lights are out, cool. I can see my cigar when the lights are up. My lights are never out when I'm looking for cigars. My lights are always on. And I want something a little softer, a little more intimate, a little bit of a softer glow for those cigars. It just looks better. Let's talk about cooling. They use 2 different types of cooling. This is a cyclopene, I don't know, something. It has a very small footprint at the bottom of the unit. This is almost like an old school refrigerator. It has coils that go the entire length of the unit. It's very loud. When it kicks on, you can hear that compressor kick on. It just kind of rattles and it radiates a ton of heat off the back. This does not. This is very quiet. Almost impossible to hear. If it's pitch quiet, you can maybe hear it kick on or off. But this, you can actually hear like rattling or humming. This doesn't hum at all. It's a very quiet machine. And like I said, the footprint is very different. The one thing that I had them change dramatically compared to these is how you fill the distilled water. They both use distilled water for maintaining humidity. The Racine has a little spots at the bottom, has a little cork, you pull it out, you put in distilled water, you put the cork back in. Now if you want to change that water, or in my case if you're moving and need to get rid of the water, there is no easy way to get rid of it. The only way is to siphon the water out of the unit and then refill it afterwards. It's kind of a pain because it takes, I don't know, a little over a gallon, gallon and a half, something like that to go in the racine. It might be close to 2 gallons. But you siphon everything out of it into a bucket, I'm guessing, and then dump it and then refill it. This has a nice little reservoir at the bottom that is see-through. You can see the water level, and it's just like a tray. So if I need to pull the water out, I pull the water out, I dump the water, I put the reservoir back in. Very simple, streamlined, no siphoning, nothing crazy needed. It just works. The only big, this also has tilted shelves. The shelves do not move. You can't pull them out because they are tilted. This is something that I specifically asked for. You can get shelves like this, like Racing has, where you can slide them out. That's no charge. It's the exact same thing. The engineers have both designs ready to go. I just think it looks nice for when I'm just displaying sticks. This is not for boxes. This is for boxes. This is for sticks. For me, you can put boxes in it. I'm not saying you can't. It just looks very nice, very sleek, very elegant. This also comes with dividers in every single tray. You can kind of see each one is divided into 4 segments. This is not. It has some dividers that it came with, but you can only divide 1 tray, not all of the trays. This you can divide every single tray, which is really, really cool. The Racine has an ammonia remover. I don't know if it actually works. I couldn't tell you. I'm not a scientist. This does not have an ammonia remover, but it also doesn't really need it. If you're using farm rolls that are straight out of the shed that you have not aged at all, sure, ammonia remover would be great. But most of the ammonia is removed through the fermentation process. So I don't know. Again, it seems kind of like a gimmick. I'm like, hey, we're going to remove all the ammonia, but a well-aged cigar, the stuff that you're buying typically doesn't really have a whole lot of ammonia left to it because of the fermentation process. Let's talk about the big one. Price. How much does this thing cost compared to this thing? Racine, like I said, has warehouses in the United States. You can find them on Amazon. You can find them on Wayfair. You can find them all over the place. But because of that, they have to pay the manufacturer. They have to pay parts and supplies. They have to pay their team that makes the humidor. Then they have to pay to ship it to the United States. Then they have to pay to warehouse it in the United States. Then they have to pay the warehouse workers to ship the product from the warehouse. Then they have to pay the shipping to go to you. And all that adds up. So this unit, $4,000. $3,000 if you can find it on sale. This unit, they don't have a warehouse in the United States yet. They're looking into it. They just have a very small team that builds and ships directly from the warehouse, direct from the manufacturer to you, which means this thing is a quarter of the price of this. This unit here, 1,500 cigars, is going to set you back $1,056. Granted, shipping is a part of that. I think this unit took me about 2 weeks to get to me because it comes directly from the manufacturer. So from the moment I said, here's all the specs that I want, here's what I want it to look like, here's what I want it to do, go. They had it built within a week and shipped. And it took about a week, week and a half for it to come from where they are in China to me in the United States. It is significantly cheaper. It's a great product. It's phenomenal. But that price isn't going to last very long. And let me explain why. The more they sell, the bigger they get, the more of a footprint they get, they are going to have to add more onto their team. They're going to hopefully look into getting a warehouse in the United States to shorten that length of time to get your humidor. The plan, I think, is like in the next 3 to 5 years for you to get it in like 3 to 5 days after ordering it. But that's all going to charge more. However, they're never going to charge $4,000 for a humidor. It's always going to be significantly cheaper because that was the entire point of this humidor. A luxury humidor without the luxury price tag. This is the Ferrari, the Lamborghini of humidors. This is like the Lexus. It's still great. It's still a luxury product. It just doesn't cost the luxury price tag. I'm going to show you some stuff up real close, some B-roll footage. But before I do that, there's a very special way that you have to order this. This, Amazon, Wayfair, spend the $4,000. You'll be happy with it. I'm not saying it's a bad humidor, it's a great humidor. This one, it's $1,000 out of pocket. couple $100 for shipping, maybe. You can work with them on that. They're very reasonable people. But to get this humidor, you have to kind of go through me right now. There's one contact. Like I said, it's a very small team. There is one contact that goes to the engineers and says, here's what we need, here's what we want it to look like, here's all the specs, go. And then the engineer comes back and says, hey, here's the product. The product goes to you for review. You say, yes, it looks good. They kick it out to you, they ship it out the door, and then you get it. But they don't have a phone number, they don't have a website, they don't have an Instagram. They are literally a brand new company. I get nothing from this except for that, you know, this is kind of my baby and I would love to see it get off the ground. They're not giving me like 10% or a commission or anything like that. This is just because I believe in this product. Now, if they get big enough, we'll negotiate that, don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to help them get off the ground because I believe everybody should have a cigar humidor that is phenomenal, that is huge, that is breathtaking, and something that you want to show off to your friends without draining your savings. So, with that, if you like this unit, message me. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on TikTok, I'm here on YouTube. Drop a comment down below. We will reach out, I will reach with my contact, we'll arrange something, and then you and my contact can start talking about what you need for your humidor. Again, fully customizable. If you want something bigger, smaller, there's different sizes, guys. If you only want one for 300 cigars, they have it. If you want one for 1,000 cigars, they have it. If you want the big boy, they have it. Fully customizable, make it look however you want, different paint job, different whatever, they can make it happen. Now, one more thing to note that I forgot. Temperature, humidity, very great with temperature. It always stays at 68 depending on where I want it. I have it set for 68. I don't see any adjustments, or I don't see any fluctuations in temperature whatsoever. Humidity, however, it does fluctuate, maybe 2 to 3%. The rating always says, if I have it set for 67, it's always 67. Doesn't matter what I do, always says 67. This will go, if it's at 67, it will go up to 70, maybe 71 every once in a while, depending on the ambient humidity. The only reason it does that is because there are no fans inside of this that circulate that air. Again, prototype, we're adding that. You can request it too. There will be fans in the bigger unit that is distributed. There's no fans in this one because, again, it's a prototype. Really, really cool product. I'm excited to be a part of it. I'm excited to continue to talk about it. Let me know if you're interested in it. And no promises, but I'm working with them on doing a giveaway. So more to come on that. They're just trying to make sure that we can sell a couple of units if we do a giveaway, so they're not just bleeding money. But really cool products. Hope you guys enjoy this. Here comes the B-roll, and I will see you on the next one.